how about them tops, son?
All day, SEC boys. SEC, they supposed to be SEC. Where's the other, baby?
You're listening to the Red Out Podcast.
Hello everyone, and welcome into a Red Out short clip here. This is from our latest episode. Hope you enjoy. Let's move on into women's. Women's, the ladies' tops, played UTSA and won. Whoop whoop. They played UTEP and won by 3. Whoop whoop. And they've got Rice coming up on the 7th and North Texas coming up on the 9th. Those games are Rice at 7 p.m. and North Texas at 3 p.m. This Rice game is so important. So for those listeners that are listening, you need to show up for these girls. This game could be for first place in conference, really.
Yeah, because Rice is number 1 in conference right now, aren't they?
They're so good.
Yes. Rice is number 1 in Conference USA. I got to do the expanded view on my browser here. Rice is 9-0 in conference right now. So they are killing conference. And then Middle is actually tied for second with Western. So straight biddies, they got to go down. Got to beat Rice here. Western is sitting at 14-9. Rice is 18-3. Let's see who they've lost to. They lost to Texas A&M, UCLA, and North Carolina, and they beat everybody else.
Powerhouses.
Not too bad.
Yeah, so they've done really well. But yeah, got to show up for the Lady Tops. That game is at 7. I think it's 7 Eastern. Yes. So that'd be 6 Central. Show up for the Lady Tops. Trust me, they will appreciate it. And if you get a Wild House and Diddle, then, it could be really crazy. Before I forget, I'm sorry, Jake, I'm not trying to cut you off, but we need some motivation here. So
The Tops play with fire! Fire! Beat UTEP!
Apparently it worked because we beat UTEP, so...
Tell people what that is. If they
Okay. So for those of you who may not know, that's Matt McKay.
That's kind of terrifying.
Yes, it can be terrifying because you're thinking that there's some short person yelling. But that's Matt McKay in front of a burn pile. It's on WKU's basketball page. The admin's kind of strict on some of the stuff, so you'll have to watch him. But
he has a very long list.
Such a long list.
Such a long list. But the big story is that Matt has got a burn pile, and he's trying to motivate Western's basketball team to play well. So, fire!
I really hope some of the players saw that too, because I can confirm that there are some of our current players in that group, and one of them's even posted in there before, but I hope he saw that video and got a good chuckle out of it.
I do too. God, I hope so.
I am glad that Stan allows them to have social media, like a presence, because them following and actually interacting with us is pretty funny.
I think so too. I think it's important to do that.
Yeah, because with the people in that group that obviously love Western and everything, when they see a post from a current player saying, "Hey, y'all be sure to come support us. Thank you for the support anyways." Up to now and everything, just kind of hearing from them with something like that, kind of knowing that they're in there too, maybe it helps some of the older people act a little better too.
Yeah, that's a key, yeah. Because sometimes, I don't know if it's a Kentucky thing or what, but sometimes fans can be really ugly, and we don't need that. Keep that stuff at home.
Why don't they play Jake Omer more? He's really good. He needs to start.
Stan Sperry's a NIA coach. He's only a good recruiter. He's like Ray Harper.
I think we're going to start a segment where we just talk about some of the ridiculous comments that people make.
We should. We absolutely should.
That's a complete spitball session we can have sometime, but yes. Going back to Lady Tops, the girls are doing great. They need your support, so go for them. Let's just go ahead and transition into the men's, who played...
Yeah, hey, before we go, before we do that,
go ahead, bud.
There is a stat that is wild about a certain player on the Lady Tops, and the Lady Tops basketball Twitter, you guys still follow it, you should, because it's awesome. But they tweeted out this stat. It's their current pinned tweet. I thought we should share it with the listeners. It's really, really good. So, if you look at all of the D1 players, men and women, there is only one who is shooting 45% from the floor, 45% from deep, and 85% from the line. And that person is D. Givens, literally shooting the best, holistically, of any player in Division I college basketball.
Wow.
And that is
It's
wild.
really impressive.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
it is.
insane.
That is a crazy stat.
Play with.
Yes.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That's my favorite.
I know
You
it-
gotta get the soundboard together.
Yes, I'm gonna have to just fix up some little soundboard here. But it's gonna sound kind of like deja vu here. The men played UTSA and won, and they played UTEP and won. So both men's and women's both won out against UTSA and UTEP. The men's won 96-88, and they beat UTEP 76-59. So both really impressive wins there.
The
Considering
UTSA game was insane. That was a lot of fun.
yes. Well, sorry, I'm on the ladies' page. And actually, technically, we are still. Yeah, okay. We're still under UTSA, technically, right? According to ESPN's conference standings, we are.
How many games behind is UTSA? Half a game?
Yes. They're half a game back. We're 1.5.
1.5 games back.
Yes.
Yeah. We're in like I'm just working off my cell phone here, so aren't we like in a 4-way tie for like fourth? Isn't that or fifth? Isn't that
We're
what we
at 3.
said?
It's a 3-way tie.
3-way tie. 4.
For third and fourth? Because we're 1.5. UAB is 1.5. Which, did they beat us? So that would put them in third, right? Sorry, I know we're not really.
No, actually, I
No,
don't
we
think
haven't played them yet.
UAB yet. Yeah, I thought the
No,
game this
we've got
this
UAB
upcoming
last.
game.
Yeah, we got UAB at the last of the year. But we did play Marshall and lost to them. No, we beat them. And we've lost
So
to
we
them.
split.
Yeah, so it's split.
So we split with them. But, I mean, really, the biggest game coming up is going to be North Texas for the guys.
Yeah, it's going to be really big.
It's gonna be hard.
Yes, and also the girls play. They play Rice on the 7th, and they play North Texas on the 9th at home. So show up. The guys are going to be playing on the road. Rice on the 7th at 9 p.m. Do we have?
Rice is on
what-
CBS Sports Network, isn't it?
Yes, I see it now. Okay, it's on CBS Sports. Yes, CBS Sports Network.
Yep.
And Western is actually favored, according to the BPI, 75%. So, excuse me.
That doesn't surprise me. Rice hasn't been super strong this year. Now, they played a couple people close. They played Old Dominion real close, I think, over the weekend. I thought they were going to beat them. That would have been awesome for the conference standings for us. But, yeah, the thing with Rice is, I mean, again, they haven't been that great. Now, I don't know with this conference, like we've seen it, and with Western, we have no idea, night in and night out, what the heck's going to happen. Like,
Now, see,
Rice to come out and score 40 from 30. Like,
that's what scares me, is that Rice is 3.5 games out, so they're in the bottom part of the conference. But the way Western has been playing, like Jake said, this game scares me. I don't know if Jared, if you feel the same way or not, but looking at
Any
this,
road game with a young team like this scares me.
yes, I'm the same way, because really we need this game and we need North Texas. Definitely those two.
Which I'm really hoping the Tops can beat North Texas, because I've been saying North Texas is overrated basically this entire season, and that because they haven't played anybody. So I'm really banking on the Tops to show up on Saturday. Please.
Yes.
Don't look ahead. Still beat Rice. That is important. You can't lose to any of the sub-500 teams in our conference anymore. You just can't. You have to beat them, beat North Texas. Please win.
Yes, please win.
he's begging you.
Yes.
I'm begging you.
But, I mean, really, we've got to beat Rice. And Rice, to me, reminds me of a Missouri State, Indiana State, some of those ridiculous games that we lost early on in the year. And I think if Western, buckles down, doesn't let, coasting or maturity or whatever get in the way, I think Western can just go ahead and cruise past them. But we'll just have to see.
And another very significant thing I'll say with the Rice game is that if they make a 3-point shot, if Western does, they will be up to 1,000 consecutive games with at least one made three, which it's a miracle that the streak has lasted in the Stansberry era. As much as I like Coach Stans and everything, some of the shooters he's had is terrible. I know that Savage has been super inconsistent.
Yes.
And there's been some games where Western would only get like 1 or 2 threes for the game. So the fact that the 3-point streak has survived up till now is a miracle. And I'm hoping that they can get to 1,000. This would not be a good time to be ice cold from deep and not get one because all the hype around it, that would be terrible.
So you just jinxed them. Good job.
Do you guys think that the players pay attention to that?
No, I really don't. I don't think the guys pay attention to the quote streak. I think they just try to go out and play. And because my thing is, let's say if you do pay attention to a streak like that, I as a player would almost be like, okay, I got to shoot the three. I got to shoot the three. And then I'd miss them all night. That's my thought. But I would say that they probably don't pay attention to it. They just go play.
Shooters shoot. They're just going to shoot a bunch of threes in.
Shooters go to shoot.
On Jared's North Texas being a paper tiger sort of thing, I just looked at the schedule, because they had this really gaudy record coming into conference play. And they started out conference play with whipping up on Rice, La Tech. They whipped up on Rice, but then La Tech they beat by 4, only scoring 63 points. Southern Miss they beat by 3, scoring 65 points. UTEP they only beat by 7, scoring 58 points. Lost to UTSA, and then on the 19th of January, barely squeaked out a 1-point win over Rice. They lost to UAB by 3. Now they pumped Middle on the 26th, and they got pumped by Old Dominion right after that. And then just recently, they eked out like a 6-point win or 7-point win over Charlotte. So I'm with Jared in that, they might be a good team, as far as the conference goes, they might be okay. They could definitely beat us, because we've seen people like Troy beat us. But they're definitely not this conference leading, just god team.
They don't scare me as much as Old Dominion and Marshall and those kind of teams do. Because UTSA doesn't scare me because they only have 2 good players, and you're not going to win a conference championship, in my opinion, with only 2 guys averaging 75 points between them like they did against Marshall, which is ridiculous.
That's wild.
But, Old Dominion, I think, is legit. They beat Syracuse on the road at Syracuse when they were still in the top 25. That's a quality win that they have. They just seem a lot more solid as a team. Old Dominion's always had really good seniors, like Stites, who's been there for the past 8 years at least. And he's really good too. But yeah, North Texas does not scare me as much as Old Dominion or Marshall or any of those guys do.
So he's like Brandon Dowdy is what I'm hearing.
Pretty much.
He's been there for 100 years, yeah.
That's cool.
A stat I was just looking at, Charles Bassey obviously is probably one of our most points per game player at 14.7. I was looking at North Texas. Hold on a second, sorry.
Speaking of Bassey, though, while you're looking that up,
yeah.
Am I the only one that feels like he's quietly having an amazing season?
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's averaging like a double-double right now.
Every night, but I don't feel like we talk about him.
I think you're right, Jared.
Isn't that weird? Because he was super-duper heralded coming in.
Yeah.
He's done really well. Now, he hasn't destroyed the conference or been, God's gift to basketball necessarily. Because, he was getting double teamed and he's barely 18. But I just don't know why. I don't know. Does it not feel like he's the dude's averaging a double-double at this point. And is really, really good, but I still feel like it's super quiet how good he's playing.
I agree. I think it is kind of overlooked as to how well he is playing. What I was going to say is their guard Woolridge is their scorer really for them. He's got 12 points per game average. He's shooting 48%, so basically every other one's going to go in. But and of course obviously Woolridge is also doing your most assists, and Simmons is getting your most rebounds at 6, and Bassey's getting
Woolridge
10.
Sounds like he's an old-timey department store owner.
And it's probably the way I say it.
Man Woolridge's.
Yeah, that's how I say it. It's Sears and Woolridge. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Did you look at the Sears and Woolridge catalog there?
I would like to see, you said the other guy's name was Simmons. Simmons and Woolridge. Fine tailors since 1824.
Sitting right in downtown Denton, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denton is a great place. The only thing I've ever saw there was cows and oil rigs. So, if you're from Denton, speaking of oil rigs, I was doing some stats the other night, looking at our stats. Jake, I haven't got to tell you this. I haven't told Jared either. We have 7 listeners from Saudi Arabia, so salute you guys.
Respect.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who would have listening in Saudi Arabia?
Hey, you know what? I don't care. Topper Nation spans the globe over.
That's
We
right.
have our one
It's
listener.
worldwide.
We've got 1 listener in Great Britain, and now we have 7 in Saudi Arabia. So
Yeah, there's a lot of international students from Saudi Arabia, so that does make sense. So shout out to y'all.
shout out to you.
Yeah, we do have, Saudi Arabia, and I know a bunch of guys from Dubai as well. We had a bunch of UAE guys.
That's cool.
When I was there, too. Yeah, it was real cool.
Yeah.
Very nice cars. Shout out to you boys.
If you want to be sponsors, just hit us up on Twitter, or you can email us.
Yeah, for real. When you're any of the guys, we had this. One of our buddies. I used to do the Model United Nations every year, which was just an excuse to go to Chicago and hang out. But one of the guys, my second or third year, I can't remember, was from Saudi Arabia, and he got a scholarship for going to a U.S. college. And they just would like direct deposit it into his account. And while we were out, it was in November, close to Thanksgiving, and we're out at a bar. And he said, "Hey guys, I just got my scholarship money." And we're like, "Oh yeah, cool man, that's great." He's like, "Yeah, you guys want some drinks?" And we were like, "Yes, please." Some of that old money, man.
Set us up. Set us up, son. Yeah, that's pretty. Fire! Hope you enjoyed the clip from our latest episode. Subscribe for our weekly Red Out podcast. And always remember, go Tops.